Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have the 3.5 month update on the sealants that we applied to this test panel. So yeah, here's products. We have Gtechniq C2V3, Bowden bead machine, Lithium Ceramic Slam, Mirch Bead King, and IGL Premier. So yeah, we applied all 5 of these products just over 3.5 months ago now. The panel that entire time has sat outside, up the side of the house, and it's copped a decent amount of weather changes. So last update we did 2 weeks ago, sort of masked off the top half of the sections that were applied and clayed them to see if that made any difference, brought anything back, made anything worse. It didn't really seem to change anything. And we pretty much ruled out the Gtechniq as being still in the test. But we did still have some pretty good results from the other 4, these 4 on this side. So the Bowden's, Lithium, Mirch, and IGL. Some surprising results considering we're 3 months into the test. So now, being 3.5 months in, we're going to give it a quick wash. Firstly with that rinse that you saw. Give it a quick little wash with some Carpro Reset, and then we can sort of judge just on if anything's still hanging around at 3.5 months. I'll be honest, this is the longest, the best sort of performance at this stage I've had out of any products. So these 4 that we have that we're still judging, I watched the Gtechniq as well, but it's basically gone. But yeah, these 4, the Bowden's, Lithium, Mirch, and IGL, very impressive to me after a lot of these videos that I've done so far comparing products. They are definitely the top 4 that we've used. You can still see the Mirch is repelling the wash, so it's still chemical resistant basically. And just before I started the video, I did have a look over the panels with a torch. I can still see that the Mirch has still given a darkening effect that's still lasting. So yeah, that's a quick update on that. As for slickness, they all kind of evened out after a few weeks. I was going to retest that, but I did, I'll be honest, forget. Okay, so let's rinse that off now. And once we have this all rinsed down, I'll go to the other camera and we'll check out a bit of a sheeting test. See how easy it is to flood the panels and how long it takes the water to run off. Okay, so just disregarding the Gtechniq, I'm not going to bother filming that because it's just completely gone. So let's go with the Bowden's own. So it's been sort of on its way out for a bit, but still hanging on. So yeah, completely flood that section. And yeah, still sheeting that water off pretty well. And yeah, I feel like that actually did better than the last update, surprisingly, but still going good pretty much for 3.5 months. Next up, the Lithium. Okay, so let's see how the Lithium does. Still sheeting that water off quite well also. Again, very impressive for 3.5 months. I'm actually going to just a little battle between these 2. Okay, I may have given the advantage to the Bowden's there because it sheeted off a lot faster. Let's just try that again. These 2 have been pretty competitive the whole way through, I'll be honest. All right. Okay, now this time the Bowden's not wanting to start, which occasionally these products do at this stage. I have to get a little finger tap to get it started. But yeah, I mean, these 2 still very competitive, so it sort of depends which, how the water's coming off, but both sheeting the water off pretty well. So yeah, let's move over to the Mirch section, which has been honestly quite a surprise in this test. So let's see, we haven't been able to actually fully flood this yet. And still, oh, it's close. I honestly, we're just on the verge of being able to flood the entire section. It's still too hydrophobic to even be able to flood that entire thing. That is crazy, 3.5 months. Honestly, like best I've seen by a long shot for durability and hydrophobics. All right, last up is the IGL. So we're able to flood it. Have been able to for a little while now. There we go, starting from the top there. And it's still sheeting the water pretty well. I'm gonna say it's does have the angle in the panel there at the corner, which may help it a little bit. But yeah, it's also looking pretty good, 3.5 months. So yeah, very impressive from all 4 of the remaining products. Let's just zoom out a bit. Let's go over the entire thing. Compare them all directly. And yeah, you can see a clear difference between the Mirch and the other ones. So pretty crazy. Kind of feel like the IGL has sort of dropped behind the Lithium and the Bowdens at this point. So yeah, it was leading the pack for a little while there. It was definitely the most hydrophobic for the first probably month, I think, without looking back at the videos to check. But yeah, I feel like it's finally sort of started to fail a little bit faster. So what I'll do, yeah, so it's definitely sheeting the water slower now and less evenly compared to the Lithium and the Bowdens. Lithium Bowdens pretty much spot on. Like they are dead even, I'd say. Okay, so let's move on to a beading test. I'm just going to dry the panel off first so we can cover it in some beads and we can compare. Right, so let's mist over the entire thing. There we go. And we will swap over cameras so it can come in nice and close. So we'll start over here with the Bowden's own. So yeah, still beading up pretty nice. Compare that to the Gtechniq. There's not a whole lot happening there. Whereas the Bowden's still nice and round beads. Some sections that aren't as perfect and round, but still pretty impressive. Okay, coming over, this is the Lithium section now. So let me play around with the light a bit here. Probably better without. So yeah, Lithium, still pretty good. 3.5 months, not gonna lie. That is quite impressive. Now coming over to the Mirch section. Clearly still looking the best. They are still pretty round propped up beads there compared to the other ones. Like direct comparison now back to the Lithium. You can see the sort of odd shapes to the Mirch. So yeah, honestly, this stuff is impressive, this Mirch. And last up we have the IGL. IGL definitely starting to fail now. Like look at the shape of these beads here. Some sections where it's still looking pretty good. But I'd say it's dropped down into 4th place, I guess. but has, yeah, been a very, very strong showing from the IGL. Let's just see how the water reacts when we hold it on. So yeah, pretty slow to run away, but still 3.5 months. It's better than just about everything else I've ever tested previously. The Mirch, just, yeah, really surprising how hydrophobic that still is at 3.5 months. Slightly slowing down, but I mean, how much longer can this stuff last? Really, it's crazy. The lithium. So like, yeah, so here's the difference that I'm looking at. So see how the water is just sticking, and then as we let go, it slowly sheets off. Look at the Mirch. It's sort of running off as it hits the panel, and as we let go, instantly the whole thing just runs off. Okay, so back over now onto the Bowdens. So I mean, it and the lithium Bowdens. I mean, I feel like the Bowdens is slightly more hydrophobic at this stage than the lithium, but there's really not much in it. I'd pretty much call them equal second at this point. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe Bowdens by a touch. Yeah, but so close. Both great spray sealants for sure. So yeah, I mean, let's just go over the whole thing. Bowdens, lithium, Mirch, IGL. I'll keep saying impressive, but yeah, they definitely all are. So yeah, I mean, normally we get to the 4-month update, which is what's coming next in another 2 weeks, and everything's basically gone. And I just sort of give them a last wash and wrap up my thoughts on them. But I don't know, would you guys want me to keep this going until they all are completely fail? I've never actually pushed the Bowden's bead machine till its very end. I've always stopped at 4 months or sooner because everything else had already kind of failed, so we had a clear winner. So I've never actually really pushed it. I always say to people when they ask me what's a good spray sealant to buy, I usually just suggest Bowden's own bead machine. It's cheap, it's easy to get from any of the big retailers, always on sale, and it lasts really well. I usually say you'll get 3 months or so, 3 months plus out of it on a daily driven car. Obviously lower sections like side skirts and stuff, they're going to go faster, but like bonnets and stuff, this is, you know, what you'll get. But I've never actually pushed it to see how long it will last in these sort of conditions. So maybe I'll keep this going a little bit longer. Let me know what you guys think. I know this Mirch isn't going to be dead in 2 weeks at the 4-month. It's going to keep going clearly. Don't know if I'll keep it going. Maybe I'll just keep fortnightly washing it off camera. And then when I get to the very end where everything's kind of dead, maybe I'll do a last final video then and say, okay, here we got to 5.5 months and this is where they're all at. This one's looking the best, and then do my final sort of thoughts wrap up with all the scoring in each category and say who I think won the test. I don't know, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Sort of thinking out loud as I go right here now, but wasn't expecting at 3.5 months to have such good performance out of them, so it is kind of throwing off my plans of ending this in the next sort of update. But yeah, with all that said, I'm going to end this video here. So if you want to do me a favor, give the video a thumbs up down below, leave me a comment and subscribe if you're not already. It really does help. If you want to say thanks in any other way, you can buy me a coffee or a beer at buymeacoffee.com. You can hit the thanks button, which is a donation. Don't have to do that though, but if you feel the need, then hey, I'm not going to say no. It helps me with buying more products for the channel to test out in future videos. But yeah, with all that said, until next time, I will catch you guys later.